Hey everybody, welcome back to the Game Tower. It's Mike. We're ready to go. It's 7 o'clock, and we're just going to put on a little bit of Beethoven. The full and complete Moonlight Sonata, which is a personal favorite of mine, because you need something in the background that's hopefully not ads, because ads are awesome. Not. Alright, starting off, first game of the night is going to be Wisdom of Solomon. Now, here's Wisdom of Solomon. You'll notice I have Kingdom of Solomon sitting over there at the corner of the table. The reason is because Wisdom of Solomon is sort of a sequel to Kingdom of Solomon. Kingdom of Solomon is a very straightforward, biblical, Hebrew, themed game where you're just worker placing for these areas, and then worker placing, take the actions and build parts of the temples. You need resources from the land to build the parts of the temple to score points. Really straightforward. But Wisdom of Solomon promises to be a lot more interesting. But as you can still see, similar box style or board style, my apologies, and a similar worker placement game, but hopefully some more advanced strategies and options are available in this. On the front there, that's a promo card for another. Hey, we're back. Something happened with YouTube, but no worries. We'll keep going. We'll just have to reload as it happens. So here we go. Wisdom of Solomon. The rule book to start out with. Nice setup. Nice big image. Nice detailed description of all the components. That's always a really big key for me. The rulebook's very kind of plain and clean, but I don't mind that. Having clarity and cleanness in your rulebook is important because it's the number one thing people engage with in order to play your game. Yeah, this is still seeming to be a fairly straightforward worker placement game. Only about, 6 pages to the end of the game? Is that? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... maybe 8, yeah. So pretty straightforward solo version. I didn't recall that, but I like to forget about Kickstarters after I back them, so it's all a nice surprise. Anyways, enough of the rules, let's look at the components. This artwork isn't looking too screaming great, I have to admit, and ooh, there's already some bad miscuts going on here. Maybe that matches the board, maybe not. We'll see, but hopefully those are specific, because as you can see, they're just cutting off words and lettering. And yeah, YouTube's being awesome tonight. Anyways, there's the other punch board. Let's get to the board. Ooh, folds nice and flat to begin with. That's a good sign. And it does appear that some of these tiles are designed to simply fit. There's an S. Which one is this? It's supposed to just sit over top. Yeah, so these are designed to actually fit the board. Ooh, nicely. Well done, actually. That forgoes my earlier criticism, that's for sure. But you are getting a pretty bog standard looking game. Components, pretty traditional pawns. Oh, these long houses. Those are kind of cool. Similar old Catan style buildings or homes, but these ones are just nice and long, so there's a bit more to grip on them, a bit harder to lose, a bit easier to find. Then some standard cubes. You know it's a Euro, and here we go. Some roads, probably player color discs, up to 5 players, I believe, maybe. And your cards, fortune. Yeah, let's rip these open. Let's do this. There we go. It's good plastic. Doesn't want to let go. Guildhall. So these are probably the types of buildings you're building in the game. Or locations. Interesting. That's what you would do before, is I think there were tiles in Kingdom of Solomon, is that you would build them. And they wouldn't go on the board, but they'd go beside your personal player area. Merchant, the library. Ooh, gold mine. Everybody loves a gold mine. Let's see. So here we go. So those are the building cards. Now we're on to fortune cards. So ask for rain. You can literally pray for rain. Nice. Plus 4. Bought wisdom. How do you buy wisdom? Interesting. Got some nice ties into the Proverbs and Psalms, which are full of wise phrases. So really cool. Of course, it's fitting the wisdom of Solomon that there's a lot of Proverbs in here. Nice good quotes. Inheritance. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. Nice. Awesome. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I can't wait to see what all the mechanisms are like. But don't have time. Ooh, this is a nice texture of material. Whatever it is. It's a poly. Really nice bag. So there is Wisdom of Solomon, but we will clean this up quickly and get to the next. And I'm doing both stacks from top to bottom. And so the next, I'm going one stack and then back to the other stack and then back and forth between the stacks. As we enter into the second movement of the Moonlight Sonata, begin to open up Reykholt, which is the new game from designer Uwe Steffenberg. Sorry, Uwe Rosenberg. Let's get that right, eh? Nice. All right, here we go though. Reykholt just came in, just picked it up. Pretty excited for this one. Quite gorgeous looking. There you have the components shown on the back, but let's get a real look at those components. We'll save the mess for later, that's for sure. Ooh. Oh, fancy stickers for some discs that are coming out. Nice wood tokens for components, which is nothing short of what I expected. Renegade Games does a good job on most of their games. Quite a good job. Really good, high quality components. Some of their design productions have left me wanting. Covert, I got my eye on you. These are nice. These are like mushrooms. Nice brown texture with the wood. Really standing out. Nice detailed cut. Good choice of a stain rather than paint as well. I'm not sure what these are, but definitely highly detailed wood cuts. Interesting. What else? More, what are those? Lettuce, looks like. Here we go. Here's your big player pawns that are stickers. Will go on. 3 per color, I guess. Black, blue, yellow, and pink. Good color blindness choices. These are nice little tokens as well. Nice sort of bottle cap to them. Alrighty. Bags. It's nice games come with bags, but I've gotten to the point where I don't mind if they don't, because I have way too many. Let's see. These cards are an awkwardly large size. They're not tarot. They're quite wide. We'll see. What's this? First player marker. Some round order. Player summary cards that just have the art on the back. That's a nice touch. And then, interesting. I don't know much about this game, unfortunately, so I can't really give you a summary as I dig through this. We're both going in a bit blind. But I am quite excited to see the punch boards, as there's a lot to put together with this. So these are like levels of gardens. I'm guessing that you're building in the game. I mean, surprise, surprise, who is building a game or designed a game where you're a farmer growing food and producing it and shipping it off for things. Oh, there we go. What is this? Geothermal heat pump. This is interesting. It's got both top. Let's say the same text. CJ. At least one time to harvest some interesting. Okay. I'm gonna guess that these are like ability upgrades that you get in different phases. Some A's, B's. Mixed salad. Interesting. Get lots of goods. Game is definitely looking like it's gonna flow through different phases or seasons. Cool. Anyways, these are all gonna be pretty straightforward, although probably progress with the seasons as well. Is there 5 seasons or years? This is my favorite riff on this track. It's got me hooked on it. Absolutely love it. Oh, please do not open. Ooh, interesting. Do not open! I think Sonata's saying to open it. What do you say? No one's watching anyways. Let's find out. Oh, interesting. No spoilers, sorry guys. People always complain about spoilers. Oh, these are like mini expansions. Okay. You're just gonna put the do not look cards in the bag on their own. I love having a little peek into the future, what games hold. But let's get to the nitty gritty of what's in Reykholt. Ooh, lovely box. It's not as sturdy as you'd think with that extra lining, but definitely a beautiful touch. Beautiful non-insert touch. Highly big thumbs up to that, because useless inserts that just create open space in games are just not worth it. Vegetals and tourism in Iceland, a game for 1 to 4 players. So, tour in Iceland as well. Star player card, yeah, player cards, yeah. Greenhouses, service cards and sets A to E. Story mode, yeah, there you go. Yeah, no spoilers. There's a nice story to be had. Cool. Ooh. Look at that for a rulebook. Classy. Alright, let's keep going here. Nice glossary of key terms. That helps out a lot. Sometimes that's the issue. It's like, what do they mean by this word? Are they using this word properly? Like vindication? Not using vindication properly? That's a gripe of mine. Anyways. Very, very cool. There's a solo game. Story mode on the very back. So no summary with the rulebook, but this is a hearty rulebook you don't want to be having around the table, to be quite honest. I'm kind of excited for these a fair bit. Punch boards. Because you need to make your bins. Where's the other piece of that? These, okay. 2 of those. Bin. Gotta punch out the center. By the way, people, just because you punch out a center, don't just throw it away. I've seen so many games these days where people are just throwing away components, and it's quite sad. Oh, this is sweet. It looks like it has a handle in it as you put this together. Oh, come on, get in the hole. Get in your hole! That is where you belong. There we go. Nice. So these put together a lot better than, say, the Sagrada box. There we go. That's, oh, those are carrots. These are supposed to be carrots. These tops should be green. Interesting. No wonder it threw me off. Carrots don't look like normally turds. Sorry, looks like turds. Just gotta say it. stuck together. There's more of your bins. There's, what are they, scoring tiles, it appears? Interesting. Cool. Then lots of fruits. Wow, that's punching out nicely, easily, right like that. That's a good sign. And in fact, the way this came out on the other one, on the carrots, watch that, look. That pops out nice and easy. That's a really good sign of a great punch board. And, well, it's not too bad. Sometimes you get this splaying, and it can actually ruin your components as it comes apart, but good sign. Great punch boards. Good job on Renegade and, what is it? Frosted Games. Interesting. But that's Reykholt, so, well, sorry, I'm skipping. There is the board. Just the art on this is top notch. Look at the detail involved here. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, this is a beauty and a half. Oh, interesting. This side of the board is probably for a lower player count. Always beautiful to see a double-sided board. No space wasted. Nice. Ah, yes, there we go. There's the player count. This is 3 and 4. This is 1 and 2. Okay, there we go. Hit it. It's subtle. Lovely, though. Quite lovely. Alright, that's Reykholt. And I'll finish unboxing and punching it all later. Let's just check. Yeah, this artwork is just off the charts. This is top-notch art. But we have other games to get to, so vamos. Let's put our carrot turds away and move on to the beautiful Tudor, which is smack dab full of minis from the Kickstarter, which will cost you a whole lot more to get them, but they are still available. What kind of music should we have for Tudor? Something very, very classical. You know what? Something that'd be fitting, a worker placement game that might be a bit cutthroat. We'll see. See or not. Gotta keep your cards nice and clean. There we go. Box. There we go. Let's just put Reykholt there. And keep your punch outs until you know they're garbage. Now, Tudor, I was one of the early birds, so I got the nice King George mini. Is it Lord George or Louis? I'm not too really sure. But yeah, gorgeous detail. Top-notch minis. This is in the first minis productions by Academy Games. But they definitely got a hold of the task at hand and have done a good job. And so, yeah, let's get to the minis first. But what else do we got for tunes? One that I was thinking of fits the Tudor theme of people going after each other's throats. So let's check out the minis. Wow, this is high gloss box. Super high gloss. Oh, the advertisement for some 878 Vikings, which I do have up on the shelf. I waited to get it on the used market. It is quite a good straightforward game, but apparently the expansions kind of take away from the heart of the original base game. Let's see. Oh, interesting. A nice point scoring mini, as well as your regular. There's like different types of minis in here too. We'll check them all out. These are nice sort of specific characters, and then of course you got the other one. This is more of like a leader. Interesting. Really nice detail. It's your point scoring marker, I believe. Look at that detail. It's just wow. It's interesting. This guy's got a round base versus the others, so definitely got different workers for different roles in this game. If you're not familiar with Tudor, it's the one where you put workers down to have meetings, and then when your worker goes in for that meeting, you can move up those tracks based on what room the meeting's in. And then when you get to the top of the track, it's the epitome of the game. We'll get to the rest of the game here. I think all these minis are going to be consistent from one color to the next. But there's your player colors. And also some promo cards. This is the Kickstarter, so figure out what those do eventually. One day, not tonight. Definitely is thick with extra content. There you go. Take a quick yonder through the rulebook. Nice setup and components list. All at the start. Well done. Starting ring selection. Oh, you get to choose them strategically at the start. So, as a quick review, these are the rooms. You line up on the benches out front, and then they get you to move up the tracks. And getting to the end of a track will get you the rings of influence that give you abilities. There's where you place your lords, the order in the meeting, and the tracks you move up. And then when you get to the top, there's also tokens and things you can collect along the way in the track. Interesting. Ring exchange. The super cool thing with this as well is that they design the rings so they're meant to sit on your player boards, or your screens, player screens, which we'll get to. 18-page though, this one should be a bit meaty, a bit hardy on the Euro end of things. Interesting. What is this? These are scenario cards. Oh, that's what these are. Add a thematic scenario to the game and change the way you're gonna play. Interesting. Very cool. It's a nice variety. Oh, gotta have your cross-production advertisements. Not enough of that. And here we go. The components. This is nice and thick board here. Good quality. Punch out well. Interesting. More punch boards. Very cool looking art, though. Very highly detailed. So these are the types of tokens you'll see along the tracks. And then this has a schwack ton of holes in it, which probably need to punch it all. Ooh, probably need to build something. Oh, interesting. Cool. Another bin of sorts, but with spaces. Interesting. We'll look at the components first. Oh, you got stickers for all your discs. Huh? When do these go on? Here's the board. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. Very tasteful. It's nice and clean. You can see a lot of the details quite well. Yeah, this is very good job on color choice and keeping the contrasts between the colors distinct so that you don't see blending. It's a very clean board. You can see the details pretty well. Yeah, nice. Very nice look. Let's finish off with the rest of the components. So yeah, if you get the base game, you do get the little, you just get plain meeples and a pawn. Probably still need a pawn in the main game. Maybe that's the basic pawn. This is the Kickstarter pawn. We'll have to double check. But that appears to be so. Once again, your player colors. Red, yellow, black, blue. Here you go. Here's, ooh, these are nice and thick. Oh yes, good quality on these with your player colors, yellow, black, red, blue. And let's just take one apart. Oh no, you don't take it apart, they bend here. Okay. Nice, I'm gonna leave it for now. We'll bend it but when I need to, when it comes to playing, because clearly there's a nice summary on these. Here we go. This is what we're waiting for. Don't even have to cut it open. Nice. This is where you put all the stickers. That's a little sad, but so your stickers are all going to go into the tops. But these are your rings. So let's get that rainbow going. It's definitely not one size fits all, but I don't think too many people will struggle getting them on the pinky. They are very nicely ornate, extremely well done. And you can put the marks on the back side. Oh, sweet. So when you do put them on your player board, you can see the symbol of what it is on both sides. A little easier for everyone else to see, but there you go. And should we finish it off? Oh, some more scenario cards. Oh, so these are bonus Kickstarter exclusive scenario cards, maybe? Interesting. Maybe even if they're... Yeah, it's got a P on it. P1 promo. And let's see here. Interesting. These are like phases around cards? Oh, like turn summaries, I think. There's 4 of them. They're identical. Nice. Nice summary cards for the players. These are all numbered as well. These are your scenario cards, though. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I can see these being maybe a bit more of a challenge to read some of the details. Overall, like the overall shapes and images are pretty clear, so that's a good sign. Shouldn't be a setback to the gameplay, but gotta play it to find out. Boy, this plastic. There we go. It's being a bit of a pain. I'm gonna take off the yellow and the brown and red as well. They don't quite fit. Keep that blue one on. Gotta have the pinky. Okay. These look like the resource type. Interesting. Definitely one of each, or multiples of each type. Interesting. Okay, yeah, these are the resources you also pick up on the board. As you'll see, this purple and red are matching over on that punch board. Okay. Fairly straightforward. Alright, that is Tudor. As got everything up on the table here for you. And of course, oh, there's a bag for the rings. Oh, interesting. Nice canvas. Yeah, we're just gonna drop them in there. Voila. Nice bag, actually, it's tight. Then we'll get the minis and everything else in there, so I don't need this nice big empty air canister. Good job, tongue. And blue. Yeah. Here, that all goes in here. I'll toss him in as well. This shall be interesting. Quite excited for this game, to be honest. think it should be a really good game. Like Academy Games have progressed in their design and development and production, so pretty excited to see what they've got up their sleeve with this one. I guess the box is just gonna have to set up high, and yeah, I don't need the advertisement. The empty box. Yay, empty box. If you like to make murals out of empty boxes, hit me up. Because I've got more than a few. That's Tudor. Moving on, we have the expansion for the Quest to El Dorado, or Quest for El Dorado. It's the first expansion. I absolutely love the base game. It's one of my favorite designers, of course. What? Oh, there. Reiner Knizia, there's his name. I'm surprised it's not in the big text. But the game's great. It's a straightforward deck builder. It's actually a racing game. You build your deck to be able to travel through the different landscapes, and then it's just a quest to get to the end, just a race, start to finish. This is going to add more cards to purchase, more boards, more obstacles. Should be quite interesting. New packs. Okay, so new pre-built maps. You could just randomize your maps, but then you might end up making the game that's really long. The harder ones play a longer playtime. The mediums, not as much. This one's about adding more challenge for people. There's no light ones in this one, that's for sure. Whereas the base game has some light, kind of quicker to play. What are these, Hell and Demons? Oh, English and Deutsch. Yeah. Heroes and Hexes. Definitely not Hell and Demons. Some contents. Let's see, a couple more blockades, some more cave tokens. Cave tokens are something I never really played with, but were easy to throw into the game. Really wish I did it more. But I find I end up teaching the game a lot. Or teaching games rather than repeating plays. Especially as a reviewer. Anyways, interesting curses. There's Fortune. Perhaps more variety, more chaos. Not necessarily as much randomness. Oh, what's this? Scoring board. Cool. This is like the playtest sheet. Look at the fine print here. Reiner helps all those who help develop the Dorado. Oh, and threw in some extra names. Nice. Some extra credit to Philip Winter. Awesome. And let's get to the goods. So here, ooh, Luna. Interesting. That's a new restriction on the cards. Cannot. I'm not sure what that entirely means. No 3. Usually it's like you just destroy card. No 4, no 3, no 2. Interesting. But these are all the mixed ones. Oh, it's just a 1. Poly. Weird. I don't know, maybe they have to be played in a specific order. That's the order in which you play them in a turn. What is this? Oh, das ist nicht gut. Das ist nicht English. But there's the English version. Cave Explorer. What? Take a cave token from the supply. Oh. And you can go just get your caves, or you can just... You don't need to stop by a cave to get those tokens. You can just grab them. Oh, there's the Deutsch version. The Shaman. 2 times on adjacent space. Oh, yeesh. Get a curse, but you get to move quick on the same terrain, which is interesting twist. You get the machete and the riverboat. You're cruising. Nice. Of course, Deutsch version. Geologie. That's en français. Geologist, remember place. Adjacent demon space. Whoa, demon space or spaces on the board? What? You can see them. We'll get to them. Amelia Lockhart. Oh. Interesting. Some kind of random, like, one-off cards. That'd be kind of cool if you just buy these specifically. I wonder if they're part of the set. Dundee. Isabella Jones. There's... Oh, wow. Oh, there's one in Deutsch, one in English. Interesting. Oh, you can move on a mountain. Sweet. Mountains are normally just non-territory in the game. You gotta destroy the card after that, that's what it means. I'm not sure, maybe you have to destroy 3 or something? That's weird. Laura O'Malley. This is really cool to have all these characters. I guess these are the heroes, of course, right? Needless to say, I'm liking the expansion, or at least what it offers. Oh. Take any card. Oh, cool. Place it on your draw pile. Wow, top of the board. Curses. Curse. This is cursed. Oh, interesting. So you can take the curses into your deck. I guess they're just dead hands then? Or dead cards in your hand? You got 2s on the bottom. Interesting. Alright, let's get to these new boards. Wow. This is kind of hilarious but interesting that there's a beautiful insert for an expansion box. But it's just... yeah, not that expensive, but nice touch. Completely unnecessary, but hey, why not? So here's our demon spaces on the board. More mountain. This is a big water tile. Money. Ooh, interesting. Very cool. Oh, and then you gotta overcome the demons as well. Or travel on them. It's probably how you get the curses. Very cool. Let's take a look at the other boards. Wow, really like total mixed batch board. Similar here. Wow, that's some heavy jungle. Nice. Easy punching. Gets the thumbs up of approval for a good punch board. Ooh, almost. I love it when they almost come out in your hands. Oh, this is interesting. There's this one, but this is like an alternate ending location, whereas in the base game there's like El Dorados on top. Oh, and there's alternate sides too, so that you have a different challenge at the end. So more variety, more replayability with El Dorado. Awesome. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Excited to try this one. But let's put it away and get on the way to CO2. Yes, of course. Just gotta pinch away the cards. Oh dear. Maybe I'll just shuffle these on off to one side. Gotta keep the Deutsch one separate because we know speaking on Deutsch in Canada. Sorry, some people do. Nothing against it though. But alright, here's the big beauty that I've been waiting for. I'm excited for. Here's the extra Kickstarter promos. And I know others are. I know some are sad that they're having a hard time getting them depending where they are in the world. But GeoChicks will get you this game if you want it. I'm certain they will. Ooh, the Arctic expansion. Nice. Alright. Let's get the real box out. This is actually something, we'll pause here before I get to the main box. But this was actually an add-on. You had to pay extra, but you could get a gas mask, which is pretty cool. These nice markers that'll sit on the board and add a lot more to the presentation of the game. Not necessarily much mechanically. But they might move that along. That's always a really good sign of high quality component upgrades if they actually help the gameplay. And then they're actually necessary. A lot of times, especially dungeon crawl type games, you get components that just don't even serve a purpose or are actually detrimental to the greater purpose overall. There you go. CO2 Second Chance. I don't think we're going to get a second chance at this Earth, so we better clean up our act soon. Just going green isn't enough. But we'll save the political diatribes for later. Ooh, Boxfire. because mostly it's cows that spew a lot of CO2 with their farts. But I digress. Ooh, gorgeous color rulebook. Another Vital Lacerda game. This is actually a reprint of the original, as you notice with Second Chance, those who had the first edition or still have. This will unfortunately be everything you probably wanted in that original base game, as it includes the solo, includes the other phases, or not phases, different versions of the game. You can be fully cooperative or semi-cooperative. But a very heavy game. It is going to be very challenging, and as you can see, there's a lot. We're still going through the phases, and we're already on page 19 of the rulebook. Oh no, end of decade. There you go. So competitive play, different version. Here, let's get that in camera. There you go. Slight variations with it. So the base game is 18 pages. Then you got the competitive play, which modifies it a little bit more. Ooh, nice quick reference. Too bad it's not on the back. No, we got nice lovely art on the back. Faux pas. Gaming faux pas. Environmental goal tiles. Nice summary. Gotta have your summary of stuff. And then there's the solitaire. So 3 versions. Co-op, competitive, solitaire. And then there's some more advertising. Yay, advertising. There we go. But let's get to the gorgeous board. This thing's gonna be popping. Holy moly, it's not small. That's, wow, really. This is a pretty mammoth board. I don't have a small table by any means. And that takes up pretty good space. It's not that wide. Let's see if we can get it all in frame here. There we go. It's not too wide, but it is pretty solid length to it. It's a good solid 3 feet. And of course, no disappointment here with the double-sided. Not sure what the difference in sides are. Let's see. Don't see anything like player count symbols, but might just be missing it, like Reykholt. Alright, let's get to these. Oh, nice summary cards. There you go. You're definitely going to need summary cards with a heavy game like this. Executive. 2 of them. Interesting. Oh, and then you can combine them. Interesting. Alright, cool. Always love to see summary cards. Doesn't matter the game. So you got the main phase. And then you got your other side. And then both of these are double-sided. There you go. Good clean looks at it. And let's get to the punch boards and everything underneath. Nice. Should we see? Oh, these are the U-shaped items that like they sit around your propellers or engines, or sorry, generators. Engines. Lovely. I see my mouth is working in fine shape. Oh, beautiful. Just a little bit of effort. Oh, player boards. So that's yellow's player board. And we got red up here. Tokens galore. Looks like blue. There's your continents. Oceania. Which one's that? Asia? Nope. There's Asia beside it. Oops. Wow. Good sign of a punch board, right? If it comes flying out of your hands, gotta like that. This is kind of interesting. It's like purple whereas there's also red as a player color. So we'll see how much these stand out. If you have color sight issues, wow, look at this, just jam-packed full of components. But if you have color sight issues, let me know in the comments. These pink and red are really close. They do seem close to me. It might be really difficult to discern between. I mean, the red is darker. I mean, hopefully that's noticeable for colorblind people. I think that might help them, but oof, for someone who has really good color sight, I'm not a fan of how close they are. Those are your player tokens. There we go. Here's your little mills. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. Your power plants, they fit inside of those, and the tokens fit around them as well. Really excited to get those all playing together and using them. Ooh, some more interesting ones. Yeah, this is gonna be wood component heaven. It's gonna be jam-packed full of big discs and cubes. Wow, speaking of discs. If you like purple, I got purple and one red. I hope that's not a misprint. Oh, nice. What are these, like tidal energy production? Turbines in the ocean floors spinning away with the flow of the tide. Interesting. Oh, yeah, bog standard cubes. Ooh, here we go. Nice little meeples. They're quite lovely. Very chiclet color-esque looking. All very similar, but player components. More player components. Let me guess. Scoring marker, since they're the unique ones out of the bunch. They're just hex-based. Or not hex. Pentagon based. There we go. Another power plant that you can build. Yeah, I'm getting excited just looking at all these. Aw, green energy, yay! I don't know how you turn the forest into a power plant, but cool. Maybe it's recycling. There, we'll go with that. Saves the trees even though it's made of trees, looking like trees. Anyways. UN card setup, cool. Well, yeah, of course. There's no sense just looking at it through the package. Come on now. Not. Some of these don't work. These card pulling tabs, sometimes they are not useful. Because they just won't come off. Nope, still won't. There we go. Just absolutely gorgeous artwork. Nice, clean, and presentation. Interesting. Is there tasks of some sort? Does it have to be completed by a specific year? Interesting. Whoa. Interesting. Yeah, it would have been a lot better if I'd played the game first, or known the difference in choices, but that was part of the thing, is that I got rid of this game just because it wasn't in the table. Now that I'm a lot more of a heavier gamer, and I know my friends or people I game with like heavier games more than previous gamers I was gaming with, this will definitely get to the table in short order. Really, really interested to see how this all works. It's going to be a good brain burner that you can work together to solve. Interesting. Victory ranking. Oh, solo setup, 2 to 4 setup. Cool. Awesome. And the final cards. Oh, here's one that works. Nice. Love them when they work. Hate them when they don't. UN cards. UN cards. Are these supposed to be both sides, methinks? They're upside down though. Bad card alignment. Anyways, that's a nitpick, but I like them when they're right side up with each other rather than flip this way. Anyways, these are all similar. Okay, interesting. I think the blue ones are a bit more difficult tasks, perhaps. Have larger requirements, at least. Yeah. 2 stages of challenge. Cool. There we go. That's CO2. Quick version. Oh boy. All the components. And I even skipped over. There's a nice draw bag. That's a bit of a tougher material. Hardy. Good sign. But let's get this away and get to the final game of the evening, which is one that I have played, so I can speak to it. Unfortunately, unlike these others. And that is going to be Forum Trajanum. So CO2, say goodnight. And let's move on to Forum Trajanum. Yeah, this is not going to be pretty. We'll just put that aside for now. Don't. That one's just a rolling stone. Alright. Last up. We're almost an hour in. Forum Trajanum. This is a cool. Some more CO2 components. You quitter. You quit. This one's a really cool, interesting tile and tableau building game. Tile laying tableau building game. And it's also like tile removal. It'll be really interesting. I'll get to explaining it here. But in the game, you have your own player board, and you're removing these tokens off of here. You're taking what's on them, and then you place them on this main board if you can. You got to build buildings on your board in order to put them over there. It's quite a cool game. It's not like, oh my god, amazing, but it's unique, it's interesting. It's, of course, Stefan Feld, an excellent design. Yeah, there's nice summary cards with anglais and en français. Looks like there's only 2 English and 2 French. Yep, 2 and 2. Just put more. 4 and 4, what's wrong with that? The game plays to 4. Anyways, this 32-page book. It's a tiny rule book. It's nice. This is good size to be able to leaf through at a table, regardless of the table and regardless how much is going on the table or in your surroundings. But it does make for a lot of pages. But in the game, every round, there's going to be a couple. Oh, nice artwork on the back. Classy. Ooh, very nice. Let's pull the box aside. Give you a full blown view. It's kind of interesting that there's no wrap on this one. A lot of times there's wrap around the edge there of the artwork and the material it's made of. It's almost too big for me to hold it up. That's okay. Let's just lay down. Quite classy. This is the board. This main board is where you're going to be building. You're going to lay tiles down to fit in there. These are your personal player boards, where you'll be taking the tokens off of these ones. Yes, here we go. So I'm just going to punch these for you. But these tiles with the eagles in them, you'll score points round over round if you build orthogonal to the eagles. You can build a different ability on your player board with the left side. On the player board, if you put the tokens down here, you'll have these abilities. and then you could put diagonal and score points for those as well. But these will come out on the main board, and then they create zones where you can build in, and you're stuck to a zone unless you're able to. Oh, good punch board, just falling straight out. You're stuck to building in a zone until that zone's completed, or there's other restrictions. So you have to be tactical building in that main board, which makes the game quite interesting because you're also tactically building in your own board. And that punched out pretty good as well. But wow, some of the punchboard pieces are just falling out. Beautiful, beautiful. I played another person's copy, so really nice to see these falling out so easily. There's a lot of these square tokens in the game because they represent resources in order that allow you to build buildings. Here's more of the player boards, just the player board. That's it. That's all. And there's more of your tokens that allow you to build buildings and the money in the game. And lovely meeples of all these different types. These are your workers. They're Roman soldier-esque kind of dudes. And they help you build, they're required to build the buildings. The tiles. The tokens that go on the tiles that go on the board. And then, as the game progresses, this is your round order indicator. It also indicates how many points you can score for what rules you're... Sorry. I'm failing. Depending on the laws, when you build, you get so many points depending on what round it's in. So, there you go. Forum Trajanum. And that, my friends, for those who did join me, the whole one of you, that is the Unbox-a-thon here from the Game Tower. Glad you tuned in. For those who did tune in, I know I saw one or two there. I know it's a day that's not necessarily keen on sitting around and playing board games, although hopefully you're doing that with your special lover. Otherwise, if not, hope you enjoyed it. I am going to break these down into little short snippets and edit them and add some extra content as well. So look for those. I'll post those up to the individual games on BGG. But there you go. Unbox-a-thon, done in under an hour. Not bad for 6 games. All right.